everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night in the swamp. And my guest, Arthur from Ease Your Mind, has
Hello.
graciously come back again. I didn't scare him off the first time. So,
Well, I always tell people I always say I get invited places twice. The first time I show up, the second time I have to go back and apologize. So
no, you never have to apologize because your humor, I get.
yes, I'm an acquired taste.
There you go. So am I. Fine wine. What can I say? Uh, aging, trying to age gracefully, I should say.
Well, I look at
It's just a number. I'm still breathing.
I love that commercial. Age is just a number, and mine's unlisted.
Oh, mine's 62, and I don't mind telling people that because I didn't think I'd last this long. So,
Well, I'm 66. I didn't think I'd last this long either.
there you go. We're only a few years apart then.
Yeah. Yep. Hi,
Well,
everyone.
welcome, and I'm glad you came back and didn't have to apologize. So we're gonna open it up in a few minutes for some questions. Just kind of, if you have may I have a reading, please? Could I ask if you be a little specific about it? Do you want a reading on your finances? Do you want a reading on your job? Do you want a reading on your family or your love life? Let's see if we can kind of bring it down into a more simplified form so we don't have to think so hard.
Well, when I did Val's show, I said
That was a trip. I love her.
I said, can you be more specific, please? And then ask, what do my guys have to tell me? And the first question was, what do my guys have to tell me? And I just went, you're fat, you're eating too much pizza. I was only kidding. And then the next person said, do my guys have anything to tell me? I'm like, no. Nope. Sorry.
Cat Mama's
What's my secret?
Your secret.
Korean skincare products, actually. And this is number 35. It's just for men.
Oh, this is au naturel because number whatever won't work on my hair anymore. So I lost the battle of the gray in my mid 40s. It just quit coloring. It was the last time I tried to get it colored. I actually went to a salon thinking, well, maybe if I go to a professional, it'll stay. When they did the rinse out, it was white, and they were like, here's your money back. They actually gave me back my money.
When I was in first grade in Catholic school, the nuns called me up to her desk, and said, obviously you don't know how to read directions or follow directions. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was this picture of a woman. And she said, what does it say here? I said, this woman is brunette, color her hair. And she looked at me and said, see, you didn't follow directions. So what are you talking about? She said, well, why did you use a yellow crayon on this? I said, my grandma's a hairdresser. Any brunette that goes in, they want her hair blonde. So I colored her hair. And then I was just staring at me. And then the smart little wise ass that I am, I just said, I gave her roots. If you look. They didn't know what this is. Go sit down.
We done with that. Go sit down.
Mm.
Yep. Let's take a minute here and say hello to everybody. We got
hi, everybody.
Roxy's here. Veronica, welcome. She must be from your channel. That's a new name for me. And yes. Nancy Markel. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Forgive me for not saying it right, I'm sure.
Debbie Joyce, Foxy Roxy,
Cynthia Smith, Vicky
Cat
K,
Mama, Meow,
Veronica. We got another Sherry in the house.
I could use a shot of that right now.
Yeah. I never cared for Sherry. I'm a rum drinker. Give me a shot of Captain Morgan's. I'm a happy camper.
actually, to this day, that actually is my drink, rum and Coke.
I love rum and
But the
Coke.
reason for it was I used to play piano bars as I was going to college and back in Philadelphia. And people would line up drinks for me. Like they'd pay all this money for a drink. And I tell the waitress, I'm like, look, charge them $18. I don't care. But don't put any rum in that. Just give me a Coke with a lime in it. Because I would go home blotto if I
Yeah, I
drank
was
anything.
gonna say.
I mean, I did that once. I mean, I was working in a band, and after it was my birthday, and after each song, they said, "Do a shot." So I kind of did, and it was time to go home. I went home. We didn't know about drunk driving back then. You're just like, you know.
Oh, I would be the one to drive everybody home. As I bounced off the bushes to the car.
So at 6:30 in the morning, my father wakes me up and says, "You got to move your car before your mother wakes up." I said, "What are you talking about? You got to move your car. You parked in front of the house." I said, "I always park in front of the house." He said, "We don't have a circular driveway." I drove up to the front door, and it was a bright orange Gremlin with black racing stripes.
Gremlins, I remember those. Oh
Mhm.
my God.
Yep.
Oh my
And
goodness, I
it
remember
was
those
great because the
cars.
back, you flip that back up, and I put my fender roads in the back, and it was just perfect. Perfect.
Yep, yep, yep. Oh
But
my
anyway,
goodness.
yeah, so I had to like, and it was in March, so the grass was kind of crunchy in the morning, so you could see the I had to drive to the neighbor's yard next door and go off their driveway. It was just a mess. But
Well, I know my
so
mother
I don't drink anymore. So
my mother used to have a back right around the time I first met my husband. And my mom had a Vega station wagon.
oh yeah, I remember those.
And the back of it had a squeak where the hatchback came up, and we
Mm-hmm.
couldn't get rid of the damn squeak. And I had it one night, and we were partying, not with alcohol, but with other things. And me and my girlfriend got ready to leave so I could bring her home and I could go home. And I went to back out the drive when I backed straight into the light pole across the street. Wham! Hit it hard. And we both jumped out. It was like, okay, there's no dent. You'd never know that I hit it. I hit it. And all it did was lean a little bit. But the squeak was gone from the car.
There you go.
And so it was about 3 days later, my mom was like, how come the car doesn't squeak anymore? I said, oh, I fixed it. She
Yeah.
said, how did you fix it? And I said, I backed
Don't
into
ask.
a light pole. And she was like, how much did you have to drink?
What was your first
Well,
car?
I didn't drink. My first car,
Yeah.
the very first car that I owned was a gift from my husband, and it was an 82, 81, 82 Z28 Camaro Z28
Oh,
T-top.
cool.
It was a special edition. They only made like 1,000 of them or something because they had the racing motor in it.
Right.
It's a miracle I did not kill myself in that car. It had 3 speeds: fast, faster, fastest. If you were at a light or a stop sign, and normally
Yeah.
you just push the gas, you go forward. Not that car. You just breathed on the gas pedal and we go, it would literally leap forward.
My
It's a
first
miracle
car
I
was a
didn't go.
1964 Plymouth Belvedere with push button transmission. It was the hand me down. It was my parents' car, then it was my older brother's car, then it was my car, then it was my twin sister's car. So it just went down. And that thing
Down
was
the
a
line.
tank. I remember my mother sent me to the store to get milk or whatever it was. And I came back like an hour later. She said, "Where were you? What's going on here?" I said, "I just had my first accident. I apparently totaled a Fiat. There wasn't even a dent in my car. That was a tank." And I will
Yeah.
never forget this because when I showed the guy my driver's license, the cop, he looks and goes, he looks up, looks down, looks up, and goes, I hate to say this, but happy birthday. I'm like, thank you. It's on my 17th birthday.
Oh wow. My
Yeah.
boyfriend in high school had a 1965, 66 Pontiac Catalina convertible. And
Hmm.
when he sold that car for a little economical Honda, when Hondas first came out, I could have skinned him alive. We weren't even dating anymore. I got so damn mad at him because I loved that car.
Hmm.
I was like, how could you sell it? You didn't sell it to me.
Yep, it happens. It
Yeah,
happens. But but actually, it was the other part. It was the other party's fault for the accident, so I didn't get in trouble. And it was one of the cool kids from high school that was like a couple years older than me, and so it was like, ooh, these are the cool kids, and I just totaled their car. I just stayed in the piano room and just practiced at lunch. I didn't go out anyway.
oh wow. I'm
So I
going
guess,
through this in starring. So
yeah. So I guess we got some questions here. Who do you want to go first?
well, I'm still trying to back up here. We've had quite a few. I'm like way up. We'll never get through all of them, but we'll do the best we can.
Especially your guides say no. We have nothing to tell you.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, I think I got most of the ones further back. Chat keeps jumping on me, so all right. Well, we're just going to stop there.
Okay.
We'll start out.
We'll do as many as we can, and then if there's more, we can continue.
There we go. Well, Catherine Radier made a donation to you, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Catherine. That's so sweet of
And
you.
that's kind of cool because StreamYard now stars when anybody makes a super chat or anything.
Okay.
So it's easier to pick it out. You don't, because normally you wouldn't know somebody did that unless you had your YouTube chat up. And
Mm.
so just to let you know, and it's had to be one of yours. Wasn't mine.
Well, there's no
That's all
competition
right.
here.
They give when they can, and that's good enough. So I don't worry about
Mm.
it. And okay, number one coming up. I want to get rid of turn that off. There we go. All right. A furry baby, a 12-year-old black cat. Has she okay, I can't even pronounce that.
If that's the cat's name, we're just going to call it Hashish.
Yep.
No longer enjoys anything, just want to eat.
Welcome to my world. Um,
Get in line, pick a number.
um,
Um, I can't help you decide this. This is something you have to know in your heart.
yeah,
You'll just know when it's time.
yeah.
Um,
We'll let you know when it's time.
I feel you make the right decision when it's time. So don't. It's very hard to put a little loved one away,
Mhm.
and
It
I
is.
had to do that with. I had a min pin for over 12 years, and she got very sick, and I knew what I had to do. But it's don't feel you did something wrong.
No, I mean, the whole point of it is if they get to the point that they are in so much pain and so miserable, you know, you're taking them out of their pain and
Right. I had a choice of
letting them
putting my
go on.
dog in some hospital with no guarantee, with tubes and this and that, and I said, "Oh no, she's not going to do that."
Yeah,
And she wanted to sleep in my arms, so it was very
the
peaceful.
last animal we had to put down was one of my cats that I had when I was in Phoenix, and he got out and got hit,
Mm,
and his spine was crushed, his hips were crushed, his back legs were crushed,
yeah.
and you know we found him and rushed him to the vet, and that's when we found out everything. Half of his body was crushed
Hmm.
beyond repair. Although they were like, well, we could try this and we could try that, and
Mm,
it's like as the price tag is ticking up over 20 grand to do this stuff, And I was like, well, number one, I said, he'll never be the same. He'll never be able to walk or
Right.
get around. He'll always be in pain.
But it has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with
No, it didn't.
the
It didn't have
animal
any. If I would
suffering.
have had the money on hand
That's your
and thought it
child.
was worthwhile, I would
So,
have done it. But
so Debbie, don't,
it was like
you'll know, Debbie.
I
You'll
couldn't
know.
make him.
Mm,
Yeah, I couldn't make him suffer like that.
mm,
And so the vet said, "Well, I'm going to go bring him back up front and put y'all in a private room, and everybody can say their goodbyes and everything, and then we'll go ahead and just let him go to sleep."
mm-hmm.
And that's what we did. But it was the right thing at the right time.
Correct.
And that's just something you have to. You'll feel it. You'll feel it in your gut. You'll feel it in your heart.
Yeah.
When it's the right time. And if you pay close attention to him, he will let you know when it's time. He will give you clues that it's time to let me go.
You'll just know.
And, yeah. Cry and then move on to the next. You get another pet in a year or so and you start over. It's hard,
But they come back to visit us too.
they do. My cat that I had for 16 years, every night when I go to bed, he's been dead for almost 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Every night when I go to bed, within about 5 minutes, I feel the dip on the bed as he jumps on the bed and lays across my feet. He's the only pet of mine that ever did that. And you look down, there's nothing there, but you can feel the bed dip.
Unless you have neuropathy. Just kidding.
And who knows? Maybe I'm having brain tumors or something. But yeah, so
you'll be all right, Debbie.
It'll be okay. It'll be painful, but it'll be okay. So,
and you're on my prayer list, just to let you know. I just wrote it down.
There you go. All right, Sherry French. What do my guides say about my finances for the rest of this year?
Do you got a ski mask? Just kidding. You got to get yourself back on a budget.
I was just hearing frugal. Be frugal.
And it's been going on. Look, you got in a little situation earlier in the year. You're not the sum of your debt. You're a human being. It's just a number. And you're going to be fine, actually, in the long run. I do see more money. I don't know if it's a change of position or something, but I'm getting financial increase as we get into March of 2024. So I'm not going to say it's going to start at that point, but I feel your money situation, you'll be handling money better. You're knowing what the difference between a need, a want, and a like is. But you're going to get through this. And you are going to be able to get through this. So this time next year,
sit down and make a list, a budget. Sit down and write it out on a piece of paper. What do you have to survive? What do you have that gives you enjoyment, but you're not going to die if you don't have it? And then what is completely frivolous? And split yourself up that way. Get rid of the frivolous and the don't have to have right away. Concentrate on what you have to survive. But that's the first word I heard in my head when I read it was be frugal. So just watch your pennies.
But it's not going to be this way forever.
No.
You're going to get through the holidays. You're going to be fine. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now.
I've already got Christmas presents stashed all over the house because normally I wait till the last minute. And this year I actually didn't do that. I didn't spend more than $20 on anyone in my family. That's the most I spent. It's like, no, we're just not going to go there this year. I'm not going to make myself crazy.
It's not a self plug, but it is. I would suggest going to my YouTube page, my channel, and there's a guided meditation on abundance while sleeping.
Yes. I actually listened to that.
And success and abundance while sleeping. So try that. Okay?
Yes, because Arthur has some wonderful guided meditations. I'm going to tell y'all. Um, I've got several of them I've got saved that it's kind of becoming a go-to along with a few other people.
Nice.
A year ago, I could listen to a guided meditation and it was like irritating to me. I couldn't visualize what they would say, or I couldn't get myself into that frame of mind. And it was during I was taking some shaman classes, and something in it just clicked. And when it did, it was like my brain did a flip over,
Hmm.
and suddenly I could listen to a guided meditation, and I'm right there with it. And so
Good.
it just took. There was something in the class that I was going to that just clicked for me. And so yeah, I mean, if you've got the time, if take a class, go check with your local college.
But finances are gonna be
You
all right.
know, yeah.
Okay.
If you don't know how to do it, but a lot of people don't know how to do a budget, which is kind of shocking when you think about it.
Well,
And
they
if you
don't teach you that in high school. They
no,
don't
they
teach you how
don't.
to balance a checkbook.
No, and they should. It should
Yeah.
be finance 101. How to
I
balance your
mean,
checkbook.
when I went to high school, I asked they had typing class, and I asked if I could take typing, and they said no, that's only for females. You have to take shop.
Yep.
I'm like, why is that? They said, well, women are going to be secretaries. I'm like, are you trying to tell me that Steinbeck didn't know how to type, or H.G. Wells? Well, H.G. Wells used to write out by hand, but a lot of them, the biggies, they typed.
Oh
So
yeah.
why shouldn't I? And they
Yeah.
just like go away. They didn't want to hear it. Now,
I took mechanical
coming out of the
drawing
womb,
in
they're
high
learning how to
school,
type.
and I was the only girl in the class. Teacher didn't know what to do with me.
Mhm.
He was used to just having guys in class. But it can be I remember in high school my mother was the one that taught me how to balance a checkbook. At the same time she taught me how to change a flat tire, which came in real handy on a double date one night when the guy who was driving, his my date's friend who was driving, had a flat in Mama's Cadillac, and the two guys and me and the other girl, we all get out of the car, and the two guys were clueless. They didn't have any idea of what to do. And the other girl looked at me. She says, "You know how to change a flat?" And I said, "Yeah." She says, "I do too. Come on." And we changed the flat tire, which
Mm,
completely emasculated them. Neither one of them asked us out for another date again because
that'll
we
happen.
showed them up. Because it's like, okay, grow up. But high school, what can I say? We were 16. But yeah, it's just a matter of learning to budget. I budget so tight it squeaks. It screams for mercy.
I
How
know
about
mine sounds like a hatchback of an old car before it got hit into a pole.
exactly?
Just kidding.
Yeah,
So there
no,
you
that's
go.
good.
Sherry,
Good
you're
one.
going to get through this. Honestly, if I
Oh
didn't say it, I
yes,
wouldn't say it.
absolutely. Like I said, all I heard was just be frugal, watch your pennies, but you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be
Mhm.
okay. Um, just sometimes you have to stick with the tuna and crackers for a few days before you move on to filet mignon. So, just kind of follow it that way.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, we got Starhawk, a girl in high school who looked just like
Marie,
me and hated
who
me with
looked just like me and hated me with a passion. Can you ask my father Lloyd if she was a secret half sister? Thank you.
oh my.
I get a no on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not. I'm yeah. I'm getting. I'm hearing Dad say, "Are you crazy?" That's exactly what I heard in my head. Are you crazy?
No, I'm. I just no. I'm not getting.
Yeah.
No.
I would say no. No, Starhawk.
She was probably jealous because you probably looked a little bit better than she did. So God bless her.
There you go.
That's what I'm picking up.
Yeah,
She
there's
wasn't.
there's
She wasn't your twin or something like that. I have a twin sister. I know twin energy. I'm not picking up twin energy here at
there you go.
all.
I never
Or
had a
sibling
twin, but I
energy
have a younger brother, and yeah, there's a definite energy
connection.
you feel there.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, no, no, not at all. Okay, next up we got Hypnocity. I'm an exhausted empath, Cancer,
Cancer,
Sun,
Sun, Moon,
Venus, and
Venus, and Mercury.
I would suggest first listen to some of Arthur's guided meditations. This is a plug for him because he has some really, really wonderful meditations on his page. So y'all go check that out. I'm dead serious.
And you'll know which one to pick. It'll pick you.
Yeah.
But I'm also getting, this Mercury retrograde we just went through, it kicked everybody in the butt.
Everybody. Oh yeah.
So, and we just came out of it what, 4 days ago, but there's always a shadow period. So, the effects of that.
Yeah. No, I'm
Also all the stuff with the planets. I'm not an astrologer. I just know enough to get me in trouble.
yeah,
But
I know
there's a lot of
less.
planets moving around right now, and
Things are on the move. They're like
but
repositioned.
you're a very highly sensitive person, so you feel things deeper than most. And sometimes it's not what someone says, but how they say it that can affect you. So next time, and then if you're waiting for someone to call you and they don't, then you start getting abandonment issues. Those are signs of being a highly sensitive person.
Yep.
So I would recommend to everybody that feels that way. There's a wonderful book called The Highly Sensitive Person by Elaine Aron. She has a whole series of them.
There you
But
go.
when I first learned about the book, I read it, gave it to my twin, and she was like, "This woman was looking to the mirror or to the window when we were kids. What's going on here?" I said, "Yeah, we're highly sensitive. Get over it."
Yeah.
So that
Part of being an
also
empath.
that's also what I'm feeling, this heaviness around you. You're picking up a lot of people's stuff right now too. So
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I've been learning this past year on how to block is absorbing everybody else's constant. I
I've got it.
mean,
I've
it
got a
gets
quick
so
little
bad.
hack for that.
And
For
it can be,
empaths and everybody that's sensitive, put 3 to 4 copper will absorb energy.
uh-huh.
So I'm not talking, I mean, people, yeah, copper bracelets and all that kind of stuff. However, what I've used for the last umpteen years, 3 to 4 copper pennies in my pocket. That's it. I have friends that carry satchels with gemstones and crystals, and 3 to 4 pennies. That'll do it. And because the energy goes to the copper and not into you, and it gets grounded. And so
That's
you can
good
still
to know.
feel it, but as an empath, you can still feel it, but it's not becoming part of you. It's not yours to own.
It doesn't become overwhelming.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
try. I mean, I was just tell anybody, if you're feeling like that, just try it. Little experiment. And don't be surprised if within 3 weeks you start finding pennies in the street or sidewalks. And we call those pennies from heaven. It doesn't matter if it's
Heads
tails
up.
or heads.
Yeah.
And what I do is I'll have pennies in my pocket, and then as I collect them, I'll replace the ones in my pocket and put the new ones in that the angel sent me. Also, when I was in
I have a
Tokyo,
jar full of pennies that I do that with.
easy. And then in 2018, when I was in Tokyo, I wore copper socks the whole time I was there, and they work great. The copper compression socks.
Yeah.
It's copper on your body. So, but I would say you're really picking up a lot of other people's energy. You're very sensitive. Also, this retrograde we just went through,
which kicked everybody's butt.
We're all exhausted.
We're all exhausted from it.
So get in line, pick a number. You're fine. You're
Yep.
human. We love you. Seriously.
Well,
Hope
Hypno
that
City
helps.
should know that.
Hope that resonates.
She's in a wonderful community here. I did pull a card for you from the Work Your Light Oracle. It just says Sisterhood of the Rose. It just says Mystic and Teacher. So that's part of that empathy that you're pulling in. As a mystic and a teacher, you're picking up all that energy. But use copper. I'm going to start carrying copper around. I never knew that. I pick up pennies all the time, and then I bring them home, put them in the jar. But I didn't think about it. So,
like I said,
try
as an experiment.
There you go.
And when the voices in your head disappear because there's so much chatter, you realize it's not your stuff.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I get enough voices in my ears. I don't need more. All right. Next up, we got Bridget.
Hi, Bridget.
Hi, Bridget. Welcome. Does it look like my better half and I will have enough money to move by a new house in the next year?
June, July 2024. That's what I'm getting. That's what I just heard real fast. It's going to happen.
Yep, I'm getting a big yes. I don't get a date or a time. I trust Arthur for the time, but I'm getting a yes with my copper pendulum. I like that one. It seems to work really fast. So, yeah. You're getting 2 yeses here, so you should be good to go. All righty. Next up, we got Delta Dawn's Flower. I like that name.
The company I work for just let go of 20% of their staff, indicating more were possible in November. Am I safe, or should I return the new winter boots I just got? Are they white like Ron DeSantis? Just kidding.
Are they warm? Because you might need them if you're walking, going jogging.
It doesn't matter. I don't see.
Yeah, I
see a lot of gossip. I see a lot of tension. Are you losing your job? I'm not seeing you going away.
Mm-mm.
But I do feel.
I'm just feeling what I'm hearing is do what you're supposed to do. Just do your work and do what you're supposed to do, and everything will be okay.
But I do get an opportunity coming up for you February, March.
Oh, there you go.
So just keep.
The new year seems to be bringing in a lot of good opportunities for people. This coming new year, so which is a good thing. We've all been through hell for the past year with all the retrogrades, so that's a good thing. Okay, Miss Claudia, Cat Mama's Meow.
Well, I said to the other one that asked that question, do you have a ski mask? Do you have a fast car? Do you have a paper bag? Just kidding. My psychic told me to rob the bank. Okay.
I am feeling a card for this one.
Okay. I'm just going to go and tell you what I get real fast. It feels there's something you're waiting for. And it feels like you've been waiting actually since July.
Yeah.
It's going to be there. You're going to be fine. I swear I'm not reading from a Pollyanna deck. And it's just a sense of being able to divorce yourself from the past and move forward. Your finances will be there for you to do that. I'm not talking about divorce. I'm just saying the way you've done things in the past, you're going to be doing things differently. I'm not saying it's about your finances per se, but everything in your life seems to be, there's a switch that goes on in November for you. And things look a lot brighter. And usually we'll feel really good when there's, when we're abundant. So That's what I'm feeling for you. Hope that resonates.
Well, I pulled turkey spirit, gratitude, and abundance.
If that's not November, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it just exactly. When you said November and I looked at the card, I went, okay. Spirit was just emphasizing his point there and had me pick the same kind of card. So, oh, that helps you, Claudia. Next up, we got Pamela Bryan. Hi, Pam. I love a message from my late husband, Wayne. Died in January 2016.
I'll let you take that because I tell everybody I'm medium rare.
He's not much of a talker, is he?
He was a man of little words.
It's if it's some of them can't wait to start talking, and it's like, okay, shut up for a minute, so I can process what you're saying. And other times it's like crickets. There's just no sound. So what I pulled was heart home, compassion. That's just sending you love. He's just sending you tons of love, is what I'm getting.
I don't know if this is going to make any sense or not, but what I keep hearing is if there was something that you heard after he passed away, gossip or little, just whatever, ignore it. It's not true. Seriously. What I'm getting here is there's something that was said that's a falsehood. Ignore it. It's not true. I hope that helps.
Yep. All I'm getting is love. Just big buckets of love. I hope that helps, Pamela. Okay, Samantha. Sudden joint pain. Any clues would be helpful. Have you been to a doctor? That's the first thing I heard. Have you been to a doctor?
I'm not getting answers in this. I have to be honest. I'm not picking up anything. So
Yeah.
that doesn't mean
Yeah, no. All I heard was have you
anything.
been to a doctor? I would make a I would make an appointment with your regular doctor. Go in and see him, her, whatever, and just let them know what your issue is. And they're the experts. Let them figure out. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you what's causing you pain. Um, and I can't tell you what to do to make the pain stop because I'm not a doctor. But I can tell you to go see your doctor and have it checked out. Go and have a good, thorough talk with them, let them know everything that's going on, and then go from there. Could be nothing, could be something.
The only answer I'm getting for you is it will be revealed what's going on. And it's manageable. It's I don't want to say curable because I don't know what the issue is, and they're not using the word curable. But whatever it is, you're going to get through it. Seriously. Yeah. But once you know what it is, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to the doctor. All righty. Next up is Vicky K.
Hi, Vicky.
Do you see me selling my home and moving anytime soon? We sell our home for the end of the year.
I keep on getting threes around this whole reading. So I don't know if it's 3 months or in March, but it will happen.
I'm getting you're going to sell it. Your concept of soon and their concept of soon,
2 different things.
are 2 totally different things. And this doesn't give me times. I don't pick up on that. I've tried. But yeah, it
My only question to you is, did you have your house listed with one real estate agent and then went to another one? Because I'm seeing two real estate agents being involved with your property and the second one working. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's what I get. So, and again, they keep on showing me number 3. So to me, that could be, I don't think it's 3 weeks, but to me, 3 months or by March. Okay.
okay. Let's see. Next up, we've got Robert Clock. A friend whose home burned. Was it arson? I'm hearing no.
I'm getting electrical.
Yeah. It wasn't done on purpose.
Yeah.
It wasn't something set. It wasn't arson. I'm getting accident.
What I'm getting, what they're showing me is like, when you take 2 wires and they spark. I'm getting something sparked. I don't feel it was anything malicious. At least that's what I'm reading. So I hope that helps your friend.
Okay, next up we've got Steve Myers. Jack Smith, get the 45 gag order he is asking for.
When we see the mushroom cloud going over either New Jersey or Florida, the answer is yes, or close to it.
Yeah, I thoroughly believe that Jack Smith is so far ahead of the game. He's playing fourth and fifth dimensional chess to their checkers. Um,
Or actually more like you're playing tic-tac-toe.
or even that, yeah. Um, he's
And
just
DC judge.
literally the image I got in my head was somebody walking down the path leaving little breadcrumbs and they're all following behind gobbling them up. And so it's like he's leading them right where he wants them to be. Is That's what I'm getting. It's but it's just like I just see like these breadcrumbs being left and all these little animals scurrying after it, eating, gobbling up the breadcrumbs and just going where he's leading them.
Like the movie Gremlins, it's after midnight and they fed them.
There you go. There you go.
Or gave them water. But what I'm hearing is it's going to be close to it. And Judge Chutkin, she's not going to take any crap from anybody.
Yeah.
Because she was threatened. I mean, one of Trump's supporters called her office and left a message that, they were going to kill her. And in what Jack Smith filed, it was examples of Trump would say one thing and then after what happened. So it's not like it's all hypothetical. It's all real stuff. She's not going to fool around. So I hope that helps everyone.
Yes.
Don't believe the polls.
No.
I mean, the press makes money out of
what the news
clickbait.
says.
So they're going about Biden being old. Yeah, but there's still 65% of the youth will still vote for him. And you look at a man's track record.
Because guess what? Donald Trump's old too.
It's only 3 years difference.
He's only a couple of years behind him. Yeah. And he's medically speaking, he's in much worse shape than Biden is.
Well, Biden does, he does Pilates. He rides his bike. Please. I hope I'm that spry when I'm his age. If I
Tell
get there.
me about it.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned, but most of the young people I hear pretty much look at it as a no-brainer too. They're like,
Well, like
no,
I
I
said, you just look at the records.
yeah.
Biden, what he's done, as opposed to what Trump did
But yeah,
or said he did.
memorize a list for yourself of all of his accomplishments since he became president. That
Well,
he's
actually,
and
and
then
make
when
sure.
you get hit by people saying, "Well, he's not doing anything," you can start ticking them off. You know, he did this, 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 this. I mean,
And if you're
just
going to make a list, make sure it's on classified documents on the back. You heard
there
about
you
that
go.
one, right?
Oh my
Miss
goodness.
Michael, his secretary or whatever, assistant, he would hand her to-do lists on the back of classified documents, like it was scrap paper. So there's
When he
something new
wasn't
and
eating
different.
them or flushing them, yeah. Okay, Virgo and Sin. And thank you for your donation.
Um, I get the States. I'm not getting Europe.
Next one will be in the US. And will it be in the EU? Oh, it's very clear. Yes for the US, no for the EU. It amazes me to watch it be going and it'll just stop and start going the other direction. It's like, that's wild.
It may be near water. I don't know if it's a lake, a creek. It's not a flood zone, okay? But it's something about, they just said near water.
That would be nice.
Yeah, good
It's always
energy.
it's nice to live by the water.
Mm-hmm. But not a flood zone.
Right. Okay. Next up, we got Joe. J-O.
Any message from my deceased mom, Ruth, date of birth or date of death, 8/10/2010 in central Indiana, about how the family house is being settled in dad's estate. I'm not sure there's family bickering here. Something's coming up about that, but it's going to get resolved. And they keep on showing me, I want to say something about January 23rd is coming up on this. They just show me a calendar with January 23rd circled. I don't know if that's a hearing or whatever. I don't know what that means, but I do feel that everything is going to be settled and it'll be fair because they just showed me Goldilocks and Three Bears. So to me, that's not too much, not too little, but just right. So it'll be fair.
And I pulled an oracle card. A tidy house is what came up. It says clarity and organization. So whatever I feel like everything is on the up and up and going to plan, and yeah, she's good with it. That's what I'm getting.
Cool.
Okay, Alf's mom. Will Fannie Willis punish Trump and how he disobeys the gag order?
Well, actually, the gag order that Jack Smith filed, it's not a gag order. It's just they're asking certain things that he can't talk about in the public square, basically, is with the DC court, with federal court. So, but believe me, Fannie Willis has a list as well.
She's checking it twice.
And she's naughty and
Really
not
making sure.
nice.
Yeah. I was gonna say
No,
she's checking
actually,
it
she is very
twice.
nice. They're the ones that are naughty. I was just thinking of, Random Bobart, whatever her name is. You heard about that, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, she was in a musical, Beetlejuice, and she's
Oh,
sitting there,
Bobert.
yeah, and she's sitting there
Yeah, yeah,
vaping,
yeah. I saw the
and
video.
and is a pregnant woman behind her and asked her to stop, and then her and her new beau were groping each other in front of kids, and it's
Yeah, and her
all
top
it's
pulled
all
down
on
because
video. It's all
yeah,
on video, and the
in the
ushers
class.
had to come and ask her to leave. They escorted her out, and she's like, "Don't you know who I am? It doesn't matter."
Yeah, it's still yeah.
So I don't know what the laws there are, but from what I'm hearing from guides, they could go after for indecency. The way she was groping the guy and he was groping her back.
He completely had her top pulled down.
Well, that's her family
Yeah,
values. I mean,
yeah.
or actually Manson family values. Whole nother story.
I
But
remember
she's not
my
going to get in. She's not. She's a one trick pony. I mean, she has a rap sheet. I mean, this is not the first time she's been in trouble with the law.
no, not
So,
even. She's got a husband, well, an ex-husband now, I guess, that likes to flash his willy at little girls. So,
and also that call
what my
when
grandmother would call white trailer trash.
you're giving white trailer trash a bad name, please.
I know, because most trailer trash people are really good people. They're
But
below that.
yeah, and it's like, what was her son called 911 crying that the father was basically beating him, or picking him up and throwing him around.
Yeah, I heard that
And
one.
then she came in and got the phone away from the son and said, it's all a misunderstanding. And then the son came, yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah, sure. And he's supposedly 17 and got a 15-year-old girl pregnant.
Yeah.
So
Great
36 and the grandma. There you go.
Yeah, no. She's already a grandmother. Didn't her daughter have a?
I don't know. I don't know about.
know. I heard somebody say
I
that
don't
she.
want to know.
Yeah, I. The first time I heard her publicly speak, I was like, really? Somebody elected her?
I know.
People must have been on drugs that day or something. I don't know, or they kept all the regular people away from the polls because.
Or they were all her clients. I didn't say that out loud. Anyway.
That too, that's probably
Entertainment purposes only. We're having so much fun with this.
That's probably why Senior Cruz paid so much money to her to run. They said that she was his standard go-to. I heard somebody say that.
Well,
on one radio show or another. I don't remember now. Probably Stephanie Miller. She's about the only one I listen to anymore because she makes me laugh. I literally quit watching the news about a year ago because it just got to where it's like now I keep up with just enough of it to kind of know what's going on, and then I don't bother with the rest. And
yeah. Well, like I said before, unfortunately, a lot of the news media, like Fox and Newsmax and the Sinclair conglomerate, they don't want Biden in because he's going to take their money away. They'll have to pay taxes. And it really got me when I think it was the Washington Post or the New York Times, either one. Remember when Ron DeSantis refused to meet with President Biden? after hurricane.
Yeah.
What was the headline? Biden won't meet DeSantis.
Yeah.
It's kind of skewed, if you ask me.
Just a little bit. I'm
And
down
then
here.
the
I'm
whole
in the
thing he did
deep
for Meet the
south,
Press, I
so
will never watch Meet the Press again.
I quit watching Meet the Press back when Obama was president, the
When I
first
was Chuck
go
Todd.
around.
But, I mean, but this
The
girl
crap
asking
they
Trump
would
all those
say.
questions, and I mean, she's a good reporter, but I mean, she didn't. There's no blowback. Trump can say whatever he wants, and okay, nobody asks the hard questions
Mm-mm,
or say, you know what, you're full of crap. But
exactly.
as I say on every show, I hate to sound like a broken record. My 3 favorite words: vote, vote, vote.
And if
Again,
you live in a neighborhood where you have older people or people who don't have transportation and you have a car, take the day off and volunteer to take your neighbors to the polls so they can go vote and then bring them home and then load up for the next round and take them to the polls. I
yeah.
mean, nobody can fault you for giving a ride to somebody.
Well,
God forbid it's not like you gave them a bottle
at
of
this
water to drink as they stand in line. So,
at this point, it depends what state you're in. I think they're trying to get rid of that. But I also see a lot of this gerrymandering that's illegal. It's in the long run, it's not going to help them.
no, it's not. It's going to
They have
come back to bite them in the butt because,
they have to cheat.
yeah, I mean, well, Mitch McConnell won his last re-election, with more votes than was registered in his state. Now, I don't know. It just speaks to me of cheating.
I always say this. I always love the fact that somebody sends his office turtle food every month. He looks like a turtle. So
I laugh at it, but then at the same time, it's like, because my husband's nickname was Turtle.
sorry.
No, not a problem. He would probably get the biggest kick out of it himself. Um, he didn't suffer fools lightly, to say the least. Um,
It's great.
but yeah, I'm down here in the deep south. I'm in Louisiana. We've been very fortunate the last 8 years. We've had a Democratic governor down here who won by the skin of his teeth both times. Now, he's a very conservative Democrat, but he's still a Democrat. And he did do things that the Republicans would not have done had they been in charge. Now, he didn't get as much done as he wanted to because we have Republican held state houses. And it's only going to go so far. But we have one of our senators, one of our federal senators, who's always been very conservative, who stepped across the line last year to work with the group for the infrastructure bill and managed to get billions upon billions of dollars brought to our state for desperately needed road and bridge repairs, school repairs, that kind of stuff. Every Republican in the state just went ballistic on him for it and carried on and on and on. Last election, I'll be damned if they didn't all run on the fact that we got that money because of the infrastructure bill and all the hard work we did. It was like, excuse me, you voted against the damn thing. What are you talking about? Um, so yeah, and it worries me because we've been lucky with a Democratic governor for the last 8 years who has allowed things to come in and kind of move us forward, which is really hard in the South to get people to go forward. They like to sit on their behind, and that's the way it's always been. That's the way it'll stay.
Hmm.
But our front runners, he can't run for governor again. We have term limits on our governor, only 2 terms. And right now, the front runner for the governor for the next election is a Trumper extremist. And it's like, oh, dear sweet Lord above, if you're there, do not let him win. I mean, we have some decent people on both sides that are running for that position, but the one that's like way out in the lead is just scary that he's so far out in the lead.
He's not going to win. He's not going to win.
God.
That's what they're telling me.
Everything I've pulled, cards I've pulled on him for the last year have all told me he's not going to win. And then I get nervous again. And that's me just doubting myself, but that gives me assurance he's not going to win. Take that to the bank.
Yeah.
Cash that check. It's a done deal.
That's what I get.
Good.
There was a question I saw here.
What you got?
I gotta find it.
There's this one I just saw. Hi, Carolyn. I did a private reading for her a couple of weeks ago that went really well. She was very happy.
Away is the next one. When is Abbott going away?
For probably 15 to 20, if we're lucky.
I feel the whole thing with Paxton and everything is leaving a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not only Paxton, but also Abbott. I don't see him there much longer.
No. I mean, we're right next door to Texas, and I have a lot of friends and stuff that live in Texas. Mm-hmm. And they are, and a lot of them are Republicans, you know, they're conservative people. And they are so sick and tired and so fed up with Abbott and Paxton and the whole mess that they are literally like, I'll never vote for another Republican again. I'm like, yeah. There you go. That's smart. That's using your brain. But
I mean, they're cruel. They're cruel people. Especially
with the point. They go out of their way.
The floating razor wire that one woman got caught in after she was pushed back into the river.
Yeah.
And she lost her baby. I mean, these are cruel people. And
very much so.
They'll pay.
Yeah.
They're gonna pay.
Oh, I am a strong believer in karma. What goes around comes around. You know, you reap what you sow, however you want to phrase it.
I was talking to a friend the other day. I think I said this before. And I was talking about MAGA people. And I'm like, you know, I kind of believe in reincarnation and all the MAGA people. That's the upgrade? What were they before?
I don't to think.
Just send them love and light, please. That's all we can do.
That's it.
Not hate. They'll go to their level.
Exactly. And that's the hard part, especially for those of us who see it.
Yeah.
Is not to sink to their level, but to just rise above it and say, you know, okay, agree to disagree.
Yeah. Well, I always say this shall pass.
I have a nephew. We used to get in awesome fights on Facebook, back and forth to each other. And one day he turned it personal and I jumped all over him. And I said, we can agree till the cows come home or disagree, whatever, on political stuff. That's fine. I will argue with you day and night. I said, but you don't make it personal because you're still family. You don't make it personal. I said, if it gets to that point, then you just have to step back and say, we agree to disagree. And he was like, "You're right. And I'm sorry I did that." And
Mm-hmm.
from that day forward, it's amazing how many things that I believe that he believes. Once he stopped arguing with me and started listening to what I was saying, he was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it does, doesn't it? So your auntie's not so crazy after all.
Method to her madness.
That's it.
But I always say, this too shall pass. It may seem like a kidney stone, but it shall pass. And then I had one subscriber write me and say, "Well, you don't cat." She basically lost her kidney, so I'm sorry, but I was just making a jovial little joke about it, but not about you personally. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Here's a good one. When is Mitch going away and who takes his place? I
When the
keep
car crushes the turtle shell, just kidding. Um,
I keep seeing the who was the person that ran against him, the woman who was Air Force or something. She always had ads with jets, and that's who I see.
I don't know. I just get it. It'll be a Democrat, even
Yeah,
though they have some stupid law that they passed that says they have to pick. The governor has to pick the same um, party if somebody leaves. And the Constitution in Kentucky says it's the governor just chooses who he wants.
right. And you know damn well if the situation was reversed,
Mm-hmm.
the Republicans would pick who they wanted. And so
Well,
we got to quit being Mr. Nice Guy to a
well,
point. Don't sink to their level, but don't put up with their BS.
I just send them into the light and hope it's a truck. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So, any other questions?
The only other one I saw was, I don't know if it's serious or if it's just being facetious.
I have been predicting Putin will not be here after April.
I don't see him long in this world. I haven't for the past since Ukraine started. It's like when I've looked at his energy, it's just dark. But there's like no movement, no life. It's just dark. And so that tells me that he's just not here for me to see his energy when it does that. That's just how it shows up for me. Um, okay, this will be the last one. You're welcome, Joe. Um,
In a perfect world, yes. This is not a perfect world.
it doesn't matter how clean the election is, they're gonna they're gonna make a deal out of it. I mean, they're already saying that it's rigged. They're already saying that,
Except if they win.
right, and then it's not.
Yeah.
So go figure
I
that one out.
what I get here is like lots of little fires everywhere.
Yeah.
People, little MAGA people doing what MAGA people do. There is one other question I just saw that I want to answer, if that's okay.
Okay.
It's from
Sure.
Linda J. I float through colored clouds in meditation. Where am I? In your
Oh,
soul. Wherever you want to be, that's where you go. It's
absolutely. I
it's a
like
beautiful place.
I
It's
like
when
the
you close your
description.
eyes and it's just abundantly clear that you can create whatever you want in your reality.
When I get to that stage and I'm meditating and just I always see myself just floating in the ocean.
Mhm.
You know, that blue green water and the sand, and it's like if I stood up, I'd probably be knee deep. But I just see myself floating, just
Yeah.
on my back and just floating in the water. That's
My next meditation is unleash your creativity. And after that will be awaken intuition. So,
good ones. All
uh,
right, I got some new ones to go.
and then after
Click
that is
save
about
on.
coming out of your shell. So, I actually should be going to the studio next week to record. So we'll see.
Good deal. That's why they sound so good.
Well, yeah,
You're in a professional studio.
well, it is a studio, but I don't know how
Yeah.
professional. I'm just kidding. The guy's great. My engineer's great. Sound mixer, and I just finished a script for two of them this past week, so
Cool.
it'll be fun.
Yeah. My son has a studio. His room is a studio. The few times I've recorded something just for
Yeah.
my voice, and I'll go in there and he'll record me, and then he's got his mixer boards and all his stuff, and he tidies it up, and it's like, damn, it don't even sound like me anymore. You can understand what I'm saying,
Well, that's
and that's the whole point.
yeah. And when
Yeah.
I write the script, I'll maybe saying I'm reading one word but saying something else by mistake, and so Darren cuts me off real fast and just nope, that's not what you wrote. That's not what it says. And he's really good with that. So I because you get
Oh,
involved,
that's good.
you it's like I almost zone out when I'm doing these
Yeah,
things because I'm reading them, and even though I wrote them, it's still there's a difference between written word and spoken word, and so you have to make sure it's right,
absolutely.
But I'm just hoping that glad that people are listening and it's helping them.
There you go. Again, I cannot encourage y'all more than enough to go to Arthur's channel and check out his guided meditations. They are really, really wonderful. I've listened
Thanks.
to a lot of people's meditations. Like I said, for years I tried doing it and it was just no go. And then last year I had the epiphany and suddenly something snapped. And it was shortly after that I came across you. And I listened to one of yours and it was like, oh yeah,
Thanks.
I can dig on this one. It's this leading me right along. So I can't remember now which one it was. I've listened to so many of them.
I think there's like 15 now.
I don't know. I done lost count.
It's all Mel's fault because I think I told you, he originally said, "Why don't you do a YouTube channel?" I said, "Are you on crack?" And he said, "Well, hypnosis, so why aren't you doing guided meditations?" So, I mean, I studied hypnosis. I don't really go
Yeah,
about hypnotizing people, but they really help with the guided meditations on how to get someone relaxed and going into that state. And people say, "Well, am I sleeping?" It's like, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
It's your
I've listened.
subconscious
I've
is
got
saying,
some of the ones that I've got saved. That you just put on the headphones and you listen. It's just rain, or it's singing bowls, or a combination of the two. I've got a few that are Native American flute music,
mm-hmm,
and yeah, they put me to sleep, but it's some of the most restful sleep.
yeah.
Because it brings me down that lower level.
Yeah. Well, when after I record them, then I would say I do soundscapes. I mean, I do the music myself, and it's more like to put you into that mood, in that REM cycle,
Hmm.
kind of. But the last one was was a full orchestration that I did for the guided meditation called "Honoring Memories, Finding Peace." It was for grief, and so that's an original score that I wrote for that. But there you
That's
go.
good. Yeah,
But this is fun. I am fried. How about you?
I am too. My brain is like feels like it's leaking out of my ears. I
That's
usually
not a
do more card reading than I do, but tonight they were talkative, so and it just happens. I still don't have as much control over it as I would like to have. I figure that'll come. I just keep working on it.
It's like the guy in New York going up to the cab driver. How do I get to Carnegie Hall? You practice.
Exactly. That's what Sunset Eugene tells me. She's like, you just open the flap, close the flap. I'm like, okay, I have no control over the flap.
You will.
She says, yeah, that's what she says. Oh, you will. You just have to practice more. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I'll let you know when Awaken Intuition opens up, because it goes to your third eye and you envision it as
Good.
a lotus. And the petals of the lotus just open up one at a time. And that's your third eye opening up.
Oh,
And then it closes because we have doubt.
yeah.
And it closes when we have doubt. And then it opens again when we believe again. So that's what I guide people through in this one.
And that I think was the hardest thing when they first started talking to me, that I listened and didn't pretend like it was crazy. It was having the courage to say what I'm hearing and not filter it.
Right.
Because Southern manners, you filter certain things, you clean it up, tidy it up, make it more palatable to the tongue. And I've had to learn to not do that.
Well, sometimes it depends who the client is, because sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Right.
And you still get the information to them, but that's why I ask for people's birthdays. It's not for an astrological reading. It's so I know how to deliver the reading. So I always say, if it's a Leo, Aries, I rip the Band-Aid off. If it's a Pisces or a female Cancer, here's the Kleenex. I'll hold your hand.
Yeah.
So it's all about
for
delivery.
Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, just airy in the sky,
Well, I'm an Aries with the Libra rising and Capricorn moon.
Well, I'm a Gemini with an Aquarius moon and Aries rising. So lots of flightiness around me. My mother used to always tease me about having my head up in the clouds, and my husband used to tell me, quit looking through the rose-colored glasses. And I was like, I like looking through rose-colored glasses. It looks prettier.
Most people tell my head that I have my head somewhere, but it's not in the clouds. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm sure there were some that probably thought the same for me. They just didn't want to say it.
Well, I always say what people think, but they don't say it. I do.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing your evening with us.
Thank you for allowing us to read your energy. I always consider that a great privilege and an honor. And it humbles me that y'all open up enough for us to come in. Even us newbies that are learning to do it as we go. So, it's sketchy, but I'm getting there. So taking it one step at a time.
I've been doing this professionally since 9/11, basically. And I'm still learning new stuff every day.
Yeah. It's right now, I think my biggest holdup is learning to trust myself to go with it. That's my hang up. I'll get there. I know I'll get there. They've told me I'll get there. And just
you have no choice. Believe me, they will make you hear it.
When I hear them saying, just be patient. Because in the very beginning, when it first started, I was like, okay, guys, don't bombard me and freak me out. Let's take this in smaller bite-sized steps. And so that's what they've been doing. They've been giving me just a little bit at a time. And it's like, okay, get that one down, get a little comfortable, and then they'll throw something else in there. So it's like I can handle that.
It's like a 72-course meal.
There you go.
Savor each one.
I'm just on number 2. I got a ways to go, but that's okay. I'll get there. So thank you again for coming back, Arthur. You are welcome anytime.
Thank you for the invite. And it's a pleasure reading
I
for
enjoy
everybody
your
here.
company. So
Yeah, I had
you're
fun.
welcome anytime. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. It means a lot. And y'all have a great rest of your week. It's just Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah,
Yes,
it's just Tuesday.
only Tuesday.
Only Tuesday. So, do you have anything special this week coming up that you want to share?
Hopefully waking up every morning. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I do my shows on Fridays now. So
Okay. Yep. You told me that.
yeah, so I'll be posting. Got questions? I've got answers. So that's basically as of now. And I'm doing a show. I forget. I gotta look at my calendar, but
Yeah.
it's fun. I
Tomorrow
love this
night is,
community. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
I do too. This place is it's wonderful. It was a godsend for me when I fell into it. It was like, where did these people come from? Tomorrow night, Sisters of the Mystical Tarot, come and watch us. We have a lot of fun. That's me and Val and Marina and Sharon and Allison. And I'm forgetting somebody, and I'm so sorry. It just, my brain went blank. And Thursday night will be Miss Tarot D's channel with Jane and Heather. So that'll be a lot of fun. We just kick back and have a good time with that one. So
That sounds fun.
yeah. So just getting up and going on that one. Coming into our second one. So
Cool.
y'all have a great week. Smile.
Take care. Have fun. Stay amazing.
Bye.